Abandoned house in the Appalachians, West Virginia. Are you sure this is a good idea, Jim? Mike eyed the old house surrounded by thick trees. The night sky was covered with clouds, and the moon barely peeked through, casting eerie shadows on the crumbling walls and graffiti-covered surfaces. "Of course, I'm sure," Jim replied with fake confidence, though his voice trembled. "It's just an old house. Nothing special." They stepped inside, the creaking floorboards echoing through the empty rooms. Inside, it was dark and cold, the air reeking of mold and dampness. In every room, graffiti covered the walls, frozen screams in paint, ghostly outlines, and ominous phrases that made their hair stand on end. "Did you hear that?" Mike whispered, stopping halfway down the corridor. Strange rustling sounds and faint footsteps echoed from the depths of the house. "It's probably just the wind," Jim replied, though his voice was tense. "Let's see what's down there." The footsteps grew louder, and Mike saw something flicker in the shadows. "Jim, someone's here." Panic was clear in his voice. "Don't be a coward!" Jim waved him off, trying not to show his fear. "Who could be here?" But the footsteps continued. They could hear something invisible rustling the grass outside the house. Mike suddenly froze. "Look," he pointed to the ground. Clear footprints were visible in the wet grass, but no one was there. "Run!" Jim yelled, grabbing Mike's hand. They bolted, but the feeling of being chased by something unseen grew with every step. The shadows around them seemed alive, hunting them. "It's right behind us!" Mike glanced over his shoulder but saw nothing except shifting shadows in the dark. Their breathing merged with the night wind, and the footsteps of the invisible entity sounded closer. They burst onto the road, leaving the house behind, but the fear of being chased lingered. "We should have believed those legends," Jim said, gasping for breath. "We're alive," Mike replied, trying to steady his voice. "That's what matters." The invisible pursuer was left behind, but their nightmare was just beginning. The house in the Appalachians was now a part of their lives, part of their fear,